Okay, so now I'm actually going to show you how to do the paper texture technique. And I've done a little prep work ahead of time, sort of like when people are cooking on TV. I have already cut out a couple of shapes and I've pre-torn some paper, but literally one of the big components to this is tearing up paper. Now, this gets a little bit dirty, but we're okay with that because it's fun. So you have a little pile of paper, and we use orange or bright colored paper, orange or pink or whatever, rather than white, so we can find it later on. So I've pre-cut some shapes. You can tear paper or you can cut paper, and I'm going to do a moon sort of thing. So I'm going to paint my moon. And I'm really globbing paint on. This is not a small amount of paint. This is a glob amount of paint. So I'm going to pick up my paper. Oops, big mess. And we're just going to put it right here. There's my little moon sliver. And my fingers get dirty the whole time, and I think that's sort of part of the fun. I'm going to take my lighter gray, get the side that doesn't already have paint on it. I'm going to glob some paint on there. And again, like you can do torn pieces or you can cut shapes. I've got a sample of some fish that we did. We used torn pieces to make a heart on another sample. That's fun too. And I think it'd be fun to do, there's a sample in the store that we've hidden cleverly from ourselves, but I'm going to find it, that is a bluebird. Super cute. All right, so I'm going to lay this down so I can see where I'm putting it because they overlap. All right, now I'm going to just sort of touch that down to get it in place. All right, now I'm going to start playing with some background color. So I'm going to use speckled black and speckled dark blue. And I'm just going to sort of do them all over. I'm not going to do it with any particular perfect place in mind. I am going to start at this place right here. And I'm just going to sort of glob on some blue. And put it down. And I'm going to glob some blue on here. And I'm using big pieces for this because I want it to go quickly. And you can't see the speckles in this. The white speckles will come out after it's been fired. It's a fritted glaze. That's the way all of our speckled glazes work. And sometimes you can't really tell that they're there until it comes out of the kiln. But that's sort of one of the cool things about it. So, hey, I just dropped my paintbrush. Fortunately, I have more. And you know how when we want really good coverage, we talk about doing 2 or 3 coats, like 2 thick coats or 3 thin coats to get really good coverage in here. Well, when you're globbing paint on with the texture technique, it's sort of like putting 2 to 3 good coats on, because I mean that is some thick paint on there. Make sure all of my gaps are covered. And again, I'm going super fast because I want you guys to be able to see this without waiting all day. And yep, I'm getting a little paint mixed in my 2 paint pots, but I will be able to scoop it out. This uses a pretty good amount of paint, which we want you to use enough paint. You know, I always say to people, it's not that you're using too much or wasting paint. If you're using enough to really make your project look fantastic, then that is the right amount of paint for you to use. And this is my first video that I've done for the store, so I am certainly hopeful that I will get better at the technology aspect of it, because everyone who knows me knows that I'm not that tech savvy. But I love the idea of having videos to share with y'all so that you can see what I'm talking about. And get the basic ideas of things. This is such a fun technique. I really think people will have a ball with it. You can come in, pick out sort of it's sort of abstract-ish. I think it'd be fun to cut squares and just do like real regular squares, but each one with different colors. I love blues and greens, and lots of my samples are in the blue and green family because it's my favorite. But you could go and do whatever colors you like. I think it'd be a real neat way to do a very home decor look. Something cool to do for your kitchen, or like maybe a vase to put in. I have a vase that I did with an ombre using sort of real pretty teals, blue teal and green teal, sort of using both of them together because I like that idea. All right, so I am just about done with the main part of this. I gotta get a few more pieces on. When I take this off, you'll be able to see sort of what it looks like. What I'm going to do is finish this, and then I will upload. I'm gonna let it dry for a second, and then I'll show you how it finishes in the next video.